Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie vlog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to the new setup and new studio. There will be a few things that'll be moved around and will look a little bit better in the next few days because I just brought up the giant 26-foot truck yesterday, and I'm in the process of unpacking. But as you can see, we're on thenumbers.com because this is actually a subject matter that a lot of people showed a lot of interest in. So of course, we had all the Captain Marvel defenders and the Brevots coming out to attack and saying, "Oh my gosh, this isn't correct. This isn't wrong. You forgot about this. You forgot about that." Obviously, they didn't actually watch the video where I go into many of the concerns they brought up. But the one concern that was brought up by a lot of people, by sane people, was where are the Alita numbers? Why don't we see Alita numbers on here? Because it's selling really well, and I'd like to find out what's going on with that. Well, here's the thing. As you can tell from this website, these numbers start, or rather, the newest numbers we have are from June 23rd. So it being the end of July right now, it should tell you that we're about over a month behind in these numbers. And the reason why is because there's so many different places in which Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs are sold, and it takes a long time to be able to find out exactly how much share of the market any particular film may have picked up. And so as you can see down here, just to go over just their methodology here, because I think it's important for us to understand that these may not be the exact actual numbers, and anyone that tries to claim, "Oh, well, I have all the exact numbers, and I have all of this, and the total units exactly, and your numbers are wrong." Well, the reason why I trust this website is because its methodology is clear, but also it seems to be a lot more trustworthy than some of the other things that might be coming out from other sites. So as you can see here, it says, our DVD and Blu-ray sales estimates are based on weekly retail surveys, which we use to build a weekly market share estimate for each title we are tracking. The market share is converted into a weekly sales estimate based on industry reports on the overall size of the market, including reports published in home media magazines. So right off the bat, this is based on surveys. These are estimates. These are not exact total number counts. So it is based on that understanding that this is a survey, but also it is based off of the size of the market, which is brought and tracked by people like Home Media Magazine, where basically all that means is that they give here's the size of the market, the surveys get a percentage, and then what they do is they take the percentages they got from their survey and then take that from the total number given by Home Media Magazine, given by the different size of the markets, talking about from different reports, from different media industry reports, and that's how they end up coming up with these numbers in the way that they do. So it is actually a pretty good metric as far as being able to track these things, but it also explains why they can only track these numbers for so long before eventually they just can't really keep up with it anymore. When the market share becomes so low, it becomes a lot harder for them to get any accuracy whatsoever, at least getting close to what the number most likely is going forward. For example, if our weekly retail survey estimates that a particular title sold 1% of all units that week, and the industry report sales of 1.5 million units in total, we will estimate 15,000 units were sold of that title. So again, they take the actual standard by the industry reports about roughly how many units were sold in any given time, and then they take the surveys, they take the percentages from their surveys, and then take that number from it. So that's how they're getting these numbers. That's how you get your units per week. That's how you get your changes of percentages, your total units, and your spending as well. And that's how they're able to break all these things down. We refine our estimates from week to week as more data becomes available. In particular, we adjust weekly sales figures for the quarter once the total market estimates are published by the Digital Entertainment Group. Figures will therefore fluctuate each week, and totals for individual titles can go up or down as we update our estimates. So as you can see, this is something that is kind of a living, breathing thing. It's not nearly as well reported on as box office numbers are, because most people really aren't really that interested when it comes to how many sales are actually sold, how many units are sold, how much money is actually spent when it comes to home video release. Now, I personally am, because I'm pretty much a numbers guy. I really like to pay attention to these types of things. Does that mean that I'm perfect? No, I hate mathematics, and so I'm going to make mistakes here and there. And if every time I do make a mistake, I'm always going to talk about it. So that's why you do see, the 74% change. And this is something I made clear in my last video, but some people just couldn't really understand that when we see that change of 74%, that's actually pretty a standard drop from all across the various spectrums, whether it's DC, Marvel, doesn't matter. You'll see actually higher drops or even lower drops depending on what movies you follow. And as I said, and the point I try to make there is it all depends on how well it sells in week 2, week 3, week 4, etc., and how much it can keep the momentum going. So obviously when Alita Battle Angels come up, and that's the big question, where are the Alita numbers? Well, as you can see, again, this is June 23rd. So once we actually get to last week on this scale, that's when Alita is going to pop up. And it's very clear that Alita is going to be number 1 for that week based on just industry standards, but also, of course, based on our in-store presentation of all the units being sold out, it being the big release that week. Because remember, Captain Marvel, this was the first week that it was in release, and that's the reason why it came out as number one. Notice how you don't have any films that are brand new coming out to really go against Captain Marvel up to this point. You know, previous week and also this week as well. So as you start to see other films, bigger titles come out, then Captain Marvel is going to drop off that number one spot. Because some people are saying, oh look, it's number one. Yeah, for this week. It's only number one for this week. If you actually go to the yearly charts, it's already in the number 5. It's already in the top 5 for that list, and you'll see that that number is probably going to fluctuate depending on the other titles coming out. What my hope is, and this is something I tried to make clear in the last video, my hope is that Alita Battle Angel is going to totally whoop ass, not just Captain Marvel's, but every single person in that top 5 spots ass, so that it sells a crap ton of copies. Because as I said, I want it to sell enough copies so that it can guarantee a sequel. So as you can see up here, great example of this would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So far it's sold 1.1 million units, and it's made $35 million. So remember, as I said, when breaking down the numbers for Alita, it was determined that roughly $430 million needed to be made in order for it to break even. It made around $405 million in the box office. So if it makes another 35 or 30 million or so in the home release sales, because remember that most of that is almost pure profit to the studios because of the fact that it costs almost nothing to make those discs, and so therefore they get a lot of that in the back end. So once we start to get those numbers in, we'll have a better idea of how much money Alita Battle Angel actually did make. And if people continue to buy the copies, especially the 4Ks and the Blu-rays, well, then it's going to be a lot easier for them to be able to justify saying, hey, look, we made millions of dollars in profit. Maybe not as big as some other films, but you know what? We still made some money, and so it's worth talking about. And speaking of Alita Battle Angel, I want to give a huge shout out to is what he's going to be known as. He kind of wants to say anonymous for now, but I'm hoping to be able to support him in the future because he's actually a part of a musical group, and they're about to release, they're working on an album actually in support of Alita to try and get more sales out there. So once that comes out, I'm definitely going to be supporting him. But what he did was he sent me 5 copies of Alita Battle Angel. So he sent me 1 4K Ultra HD copy and then 4 regular Blu-ray titles. And just for people that know, the Blu-ray titles, they come with Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code. For those that maybe don't have a Blu-ray player, it does come with a DVD and also digital option. And for the 4K, it comes with a Blu-ray 3D, a 4K Ultra HD disc, a regular Blu-ray disc, and also the digital code as well. Digital code, any single person can access this, no matter what kind of player that you might have. And if you have a Blu-ray player, this will play it as well. So we're going to be doing a giveaway of these 5 discs over the next couple of days. I'm actually going to try and do a live stream today where I might give away a couple of copies, and I might give away a couple of copies on the live stream I have planned for tomorrow, where my patron, my chosen of Valhalla, will be joining me on the channel for that around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I am now in the Eastern time zone. But I do have some copies to give away, so huge shout out to And guys, seriously, the amount of love and the amount of support that I've been receiving has been awesome, because there's been some people that have been critical of me and how I've been handling my support of Alita and why I keep mentioning certain films. But I think anyone out there who understands, you know, basically if you go to a Best Buy and you see that these two movies are next to each other, it's very easy for us to make the comparison. Also, they came out around the same time. And also, even the media themselves have gone on record and gone on to talk about these films in comparison to each other. And I think that it's important for us to understand that one is backed by a multi-billion-dollar corporation that was totally just, it had that corporation type feel to it. It was just one of those regurgitated things that didn't have any life to it, that didn't have any passion to it, that even the actors themselves didn't even look like they wanted to be there on screen, especially their lead, compared to Alita Battle Angel, where you have these people that are so passionate about the project, a great story, a great character with a great character arc, and also some of the most impressive CGI and also motion capture work that we've seen thus far. Not to mention Rosa Salazar is a complete badass and even trained the actual fight scenes. What's really cool about this is it has 2 hours of special features, and in those special features, because James Cameron, of course, films almost everything behind the scenes, which is why his releases tend to have a lot more special features than others, is you actually see Alita herself. You see Rosa Salazar training in real life training. So sometimes in the movie, when you see her do some badass like kicks and even like some spinning kicks and stuff like that, it's actually her doing it in the motion capture, which is pretty badass when you think about it. So can't wait to give away more of these. So huge shout out to and also anyone else that's been supportive of Alita. And if you also want to support Alita in any way, because obviously JJ donated to the channel so I could do more giveaways as well, I'm totally open to that. So obviously you can give away copies on your own, but if you want to be like or JJ and just say, hey, here you go, man, I want you to give these away, I can shout you out. I can shout out your channel, whatever it is. Obviously, I have a very small channel in comparison to many others, but as far as this movie is concerned, I'm willing to do most of anything to be able to support this film within reason and within legality, of course. But I will be doing a giveaway of the 4K and of the 4 Blu-ray copies over the next couple of days. So if you're watching this right now, stay tuned to the live stream today because I might give away 1 copy, 2 copies. I don't know. Depends on how the stream goes. And then I might give away a copy or 2 tomorrow. And of course, I will let you guys know this on Twitter, in the Discord, and also it'll be in the title of the live stream as well. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this. Do you, again, I had a couple people saying, I actually love hearing about these, about the industry and about these Blu-ray sales numbers. And so hopefully now you have a better idea as to why Alita's not on this list yet. It's because this list is living in June 23rd of 2019. We're currently July 30th, so it's going to take a few weeks. It's going to take about a month or so before we finally catch up to the Alita release, and that's going to tell us a lot about what share of the market it took up. And if it's based on what I've been seeing in stores, if it's based on the trends that I've been watching, it's probably going to be pretty impressive. Now, is it going to be more than Captain Marvel? I don't know. Is it going to be more than Us or Wonder Park or Spider-Man? I honestly don't know. All I can say is what has been my own experience, what I've shown proof of in videos, which some people for some reason say, oh, you probably took all the copies out, which is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Seeing that, especially a lot of people, and I'm trying to still figure out how to do a video where I'm showing all the pictures and videos that people are sending to me. They're emailing me and saying, hey, dude, this is my location. People on Discord, hey, this is my own local Best Buy, and this is the state of these movies. Because I think it's impressive. I mean, again, Alita Battle Angel is selling like hotcakes right now, and so we're going to continue to support this film in whatever way we possibly can. So guys, let me know if you like this video. Smash that like button. Give me a subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.